Hello, everybody. Welcome to another entertaining, inspiring, thought-provoking episode of the Living in Fullness podcast. If this is your first time here, I am your host, Naki Hlomayi Muteto. So Living in Fullness believes that our experiences and our journeys in life are not just mere coincidence. It's when you own your journey, your voice, and your experiences that you're able to impact those around you. So today we have a remarkable guest amongst us, one who is just not any woman. She is a hardworking, inspiring lady. She's a journalist, she's a talk show host, she's a scrum master. She is passionate about inspiring women to realize their worth. You may know her as the co-host on the captivating show, The Buzz Show, that shows on Honey Africa TV. If you haven't watched it, we will give you a reason to watch it from today onwards. And, in this episode, I really just want to touch on her childhood, her role on The Buzz Show, and of course, her recent cosmetic surgery that has raised a lot of questions. People want to learn, people want to know why she did it, people want to just understand the recovery process and all that. So, of course, we'll get into it. But that's not all. She's a gorgeous wife. She's a lovely mother. She is a proud girl mom. So let's get into the episode. Okay, everybody, so help me in welcoming the incredible, the remarkable Davina Mavuwa.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Yes, hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Describe your day in one day today. How's it started?
Today?
Yeah.
Today's Saturday, so it's not like as hectic, but my day started at midnight. So I have a side hustle. I have like a couple of Airbnb guest houses that I run, that I manage. They're mine. And I manage them. Anyway, a guest called at midnight. Like, that's how my day started today. He locked himself out and he couldn't remember the code to the door. So that was Saturday morning. And then went to sleep, back to sleep. I have a 4-year-old. She's 4.5. She'll be 5 in October. So let's not say she's almost 5.
Yeah.
Then she comes into our bed at like 4 a.m.
Is that not what they always do?
Yeah, for some cuddles. So that's my days, and then like finally getting out of bed, having a cup of coffee. My husband and I always pray together in the morning and at night before we sleep. So just like seeing him in the morning and just, it's not a long prayer, it's just thanking God for the day. Good morning, thank you for the day. And then the day started. I took a shower. I did my makeup.
And you look fantastic.
Thank you. And then I got dressed and I came to see you. That's been my morning.
And I'm excited to see you. So listen, now you've mentioned Airbnb. I just don't think we will ever get to know Davina. Like, there's the Airbnb side of you. We were just speaking about you being a scrum master now. You're a full-time mom and a full-time wife. That's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. But before we get into the episode, we've got some icebreakers for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I saw your other icebreakers, so I'm not sure. Okay, let's go.
So I had some deep ones for you initially. I was like, I'm going to do a never have I ever, but I was like, let me not expose her.
Okay, thank you so much.
I was like, I'm not going to expose her. So it's more like, I'm just going to give you scenarios and you're going to tell us what you do in that case.
Okay.
An honest answer.
Always.
Yeah. Okay, so your close friend is deeply in love with their partner, but you've observed that their partner has been dishonest and untrustworthy in their relationship. Your friend comes to you and asks for advice about your opinion regarding the relationship. Would you completely be honest with your friend about your concerns regarding their partner, or would you sugarcoat your response and avoid hurting their feelings?
I would be completely honest. I would also apologize for hurting their feelings because, what I'm going to say might be hurtful.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest. I stand on that, especially if it has to do with like relationships are life, you get married to somebody and like literally your relationship determines your day, you know?
Exactly.
Like, so I'm going to have to be honest.
Yeah. I love it. The second one. Would you rather a friend who constantly corrects you in front of people or one who gossips behind your back and is constantly showing you love?
Oh my God. Neither.
Choose one.
I have a huge ego. So like constantly correcting me in front of other people. Am I not perfect to the world? Never.
Okay.
Gossips behind my back. Yeah, I'll take it. Gossip about me. Because people talk about you anyway.
And they're showing you love.
I'm never hurt by that. Like, people talk about you anyway.
No, but my problem for me is the fact that you're showing me love and you're talking about me.
Talking about me doesn't mean you don't love me.
Talking bad things about me.
That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. And I'll never ask you about it.
Really?
Yeah, I'll never be like, I heard you said this and this to so and so. I'm not going to stoop that low. I'll be like, oh, really? You want to buy me another purse? That's so cute.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's another side of it. Okay. So if you were to pick one, being a full-time Scrum Master or a full-time talk show host, which one are you picking?
100% talk show host.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not Scrum Master?
I love this, like being a talk show host. And
yeah.
Look, the Scrum Master thing, do I love it? Absolutely, I love it.
Yeah.
Is it my dream job? No. Being a talk show host is actually my dream job.
Ah. Okay.
That's like I'm 7 and I'm like,
and it suits you.
Thank you.
You're
so
amazing.
much.
I think I was just telling Davina offline now that I got to know about Davina through my mom, who is in Zambia, by the way. And she kept on saying, you need to watch the bus show. But she just didn't end there. She said, you need to watch Davina. And I was like, okay, Mom, I'm going to go and stalk Davina. And I went on and I was like, oh, actually, I love how she speaks. You're like a talk it like it is person. And I was like, I love this. I love your opinions. I love your insights. And I was like, okay, I'm bringing her onto the show. So before we get into everything we want to discuss with you today, tell us a little bit about who is Davina, and what was your childhood like? Because I want to see if some of the attributes we see now, are in your formative years as well.
That's actually funny because they're not.
Yeah.
I am child 5 of 5. Grew up in Harare, Zimbabwe, born and raised. Being the youngest of 5 kids. So my sister that's just before me, we're like Irish twins. So she's 18 months older than me.
Okay.
And she's always been a huge personality in terms of just at home. I think she maybe has middle child syndrome because there's a lot of attention on my sister. So I was very quiet, actually, as a child, my mom says. I didn't say anything. I just kind of knew my place. I was also an asthmatic child. So I think me being sick a lot and that kind of played into my personality. At home, at school, I was a completely different person. I actually have vivid memories of bullying some kid in grade 7. Lord, I'm really sorry. Anyway.
Are you confessing your sins now?
I just remember doing it, right? But then came 17, my sister she went to Australia for uni. And so after she moved to Australia, apparently that's when my personality came out. My mom says one day she gets a call, I think from school. Yeah. So I'm in high school now.
Yeah.
And it's sorry, your daughter's been leading a revolution.
Oh. What revolution were you leading, Davina, in high school?
Apparently, I was mad about we had to share textbooks.
Okay.
And I was like, we pay school fees, and this is a private school, so we should not be sharing textbooks. And apparently, I had called the headmistress in, and I led this presentation.
Yeah. You even did a presentation.
I sure did. And so, and so I think that's when the Davina you guys know, I think that's when she started coming in. And I've always generally been like that. I'll fight for anybody. I'll fight for my rights. I'll fight for people's rights. I'll go to a restaurant, and if you like serve me sideways, I'm gonna speak up about it.
Yeah.
No,
that part I agree.
Like, I'm just like, I fight for people. That's just what I do. I'm like, I never leave my kid's school. The headmistress, I know her by first name. I bring her coffee. I'm like, listen, so this happened. How do we like? So yeah.
Wow.
That's Davina. And I'm still that same way now, like in my marriage, in my family. Like, my family just thinks I'm a joke, obviously, because they're just like,
they don't take you seriously.
Here she goes again.
And you're the last born.
I am.
That's interesting, because I feel like last borns are very reserved and detached, and they just want to live their own life. And you are that last born who seems to have the steering wheel in the house.
To a certain extent, and if my sister hears this podcast, she's going to lose her mind. So I do still like play the last born thing very well. Like, I keep to my, corner, unless I, something happens and then I need to speak up, then I'll speak up, right? Otherwise, maybe now as I'm nearing 40, I'm very much more like, okay, guys, we need to make a decision. Like, did you not hear Dad? Like,
what are we doing? Why are you quiet?
I'm getting a little confident now, but my siblings scare me.
I love it. Yeah. But you're also like well-traveled as well. Like, you're well-traveled. You stayed, I don't know how many countries you've been in. But then like, how did that impact your perspective on life and how you view life and who you are now?
There's very few things that I take that seriously, right? That I'm like, this is hurting my feelings.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much, like, they're there, but it's not a lot.
Why is that?
I feel like I grew up by myself. So I was in Zim until I was 18, and then I moved to the States for college. And so that was like all my like young adult years. Yeah. I was really like living my own life, doing my own thing, you know. I didn't even really have a 21st birthday party. I was just like alone somewhere. Yeah.
On your 21st.
Yeah. I had moved.
So you didn't get the key?
No, I didn't. I don't know what that means. I don't know how it feels, but so because of that and like the things that have happened to me, the life that I've lived, like as a young adult, like you get to the States and you're like, I gotta make a decision here. I gotta find an apartment, or I gotta, So
you learn to live by yourself, make your own decisions. You're not waiting for daddy or mommy to decide for you.
No, my parents weren't like that. They were very much like, okay, have a nice life. Okay,
yeah. Then you can be independent.
Yes.
So, and that was at 18.
At 18. Yeah.
I love it. So then at what point did you come to South Africa and then get on the talk show, on the buzz?
I've been in South Africa for 4 years now.
Okay.
So the move to South Africa was very much based on, we had 2 kids. We were living in Canada. We hated it. It was cold, Mommy. It's cold. Don't move to Canada.
Yeah, and my little sister wants to move to Canada.
Really, she must really give me a call. I think before the kids come, you can make it work. Yeah. Once you've got kids and it's like, oh my gosh, like it's a lot. Yeah. And then so we decided to move here at that point where like we really don't like it here. The weather is a lot. You do everything by yourself. You don't have a support system for the kids. And then race, right? Like, it's not like there are racial issues in Canada to that extent that we hear about, but they're there. Also, like, I didn't know how to raise a child as a minority. Because you raise your kids how you were raised.
Exactly.
Right? That's all you know. Yeah. So I just felt like, it's a lot. I can't be having this, like, love your skin and love your body and who you are every day. Like, exactly. Is this crazy?
Is this life?
It just didn't make sense. Like, you're constantly like, I can't teach her how to be black in a non-black environment. And I felt like she's too young. She's too young to be dealing with race issues. And I don't like it. And I don't like it for her. I never knew what racism was until I moved to the States, until I went to college. And I'm like, oh, I might be a little bit different, you know? But I'd never thought about it like I'm different or like, so like the color of my skin. No. And I found my oldest daughter was experiencing that. At that time, she was 4. She's 9 now. So she's 3, 4, going to daycare, and she's coming home and being like, this kid said my skin is the color of poop.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious? That bad?
See, but then the school doesn't even do anything about it because there's this privilege of being non-black or being white that people don't see is there. Because the school even says, oh, it's their age. They joke with bathroom words, right? That was the school's excuse. Because I was like, I want to see this parent.
You were ready to start a revolution.
And it was like, no, Mrs. Mavuwa, this is like, this is their age. Bathroom words are funny to them. Words like, butt. And
not referring to somebody's skin, ma'am.
Right. So can you imagine? So that's really like our basis for deciding to move here was that. And so, and then we moved here, and then I was really lucky enough to somehow just audition on a whim, and I got into the buzz.
Tell us about the buzz show. What is it about? For people that are not familiar with it. I mean, I've watched it. Do yourself a favor. I'm telling you.
The Buzz is a talk show based on life, literally. So people write into the Buzz with whatever life issues they have.
Yeah.
And we there's 4 of us who sit on the Buzz like co-hosts, and we kind of just like dissect your issue and try to give you what we feel is good advice. Everybody has their own opinion, and then so pretty much that's it. But I love that it's also based on Africa, so it's based on like African people's
real
problems.
African issues.
Like polygamy, or I was like, I was married off at 16 or whatever, so my family could eat, That's like real. That's what I love about the Buzz. It's really for Africa.
Real. It's not far-fetched.
No, we're not like, some white picket fence, things that don't relate, that we can't relate to. And that's the Buzz. And that's what I really love about it. And that's what that's
Is it scripted?
No, not at all.
So you're like literally giving all that advice off the top of your head?
100%. We get told nothing.
Yeah. And you just get on the show.
Yeah, we get on the show, Anela reads the letter, and then we're like, all right, let's go.
I love it. I think I really love it. The only podcast or show that I know that does that is The Receipts. I don't know if you know them. And it's a group of ladies, but it's more about relationships. So they're giving people advice on relationship issues, and they're based in the US, I think. But they are, there's actually in the UK, because there's a Nigerian lady, and I don't know where the others are coming from. But it's amazing. And I love how you give empowering and insightful advice as well, and just how you help women realize their worth, because some of the questions are very tough. And I mean, especially if you haven't experienced it, it's almost like, okay, what sort of advice can I give you? Because I haven't experienced it. So tell me more about women realizing their worth. What is it like for you? Why are you so passionate about it?
Because of where we live. I think having lived overseas and realizing how powerful women are, generally they're given a seat at the table. It's not the seat that they want. They're still fighting, right? But coming here and realizing that, like, in the year 2023, the year of the Lord 2020, we've got people that are married so their families can eat. Like, are you serious? Could we not, like, so for me, and also because I have daughters, I think, so I'm like really perked up about these things lately as I'm growing older. So I'm very passionate about I'm passionate about it because women are people. Right? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, sure, maybe, might not be as physically strong, or, there's certain things, sure, that men can do that women cannot do, or can maybe if we tried harder. But there's also things that we should be recognized for as women. We're better at, that men probably wouldn't be able to do as well, right? We've all got our strengths here. And I feel like there's this thing where it's like, no, but you are lucky to have, us, and like,
it's almost like men are being put on a pedestal.
Like, you would be so lucky to be married if a man could only find you, ma'am. So
And I totally agree. But there's certain things like that where people are saying, okay, you should be married by this age. You should have kids by this age. Like, you're now married, have kids. You have kids. Your kid, which school are they going to? When are they getting married themselves?
Right.
It's like people are always setting these timelines, especially for women. I rarely hear timelines being set for men except making money.
Yeah.
And for women, it's almost like everything that you do, society is setting all these standards for you.
Yeah.
But then there are also women, I think the problem is also with women that don't know their worth.
Yeah.
So then how do we get women to know that? You see, you can come out of an abusive relationship. You can't stay there because of money or because this man is paying for your parents' health or whatever it is. You have to make a decision and be able to take care of yourself. So how can we get to that point as women where we're able to say, this is my worth and it's enough. I'm not taking this.
Unfortunately, it's a long road. It's not impossible. I think even if it starts in your home, with your children, my girls are not allowed to say I can't. They must try something at least once. You're going to try to run athletics. You don't know how to. You don't like running. Ma'am, you're going to run and have an asthma attack. And then we can decide that you don't run. Yeah. Right? Like, you can do it. There's no girls don't do this. And, I always say, actually, thank God I only have 2 girls. If I had a boy, I would treat him the exact same way.
Yeah.
And I believe that I would probably fight with my parents and my in-laws because they'll be like, why are you doing this to your son?
Yeah.
But I don't have that, like, so it starts in the home, I think. That's the first place that it should start, in our homes. Let's encourage our girls. Let's speak positively to them. And I think that's why I'm the way I am, because I was raised like that. My dad never, like, my parents, it was never at one point where it was like, no, girls don't do that. No. And then, so we're past that now, because now we're in a space where we've got, age mates that are married and in abusive relationships, and they're staying in these relationships based on he provides or he's paying for the children or whatever.
Yeah.
So how do we then empower women? What we need to do is to empower women to be economically free, because money talks, right?
Financial freedom.
Financial freedom. Do your own thing. Go to school. Look, be a makeup artist. That job pays really well, Do hair, You can never go wrong with braids, generally. Like, the majority of people here need to get their hair done. So make a plan, girl.
Yeah.
So it's empowering people in that way, right? But then also you've got people whose husbands say, don't work.
Exactly.
No wife of mine is going to work, right? So we must infiltrate communities. So we do need to go down to a grassroots level and literally say, women, not to do like, because there's a very thin line with like trying to push this, like, not that there's anything wrong with feminism, but there's this like strong feminism agenda that's now like not what we want it to be.
That's where I was getting to. Right. Yes, I love it. You see, when you've got a talk show host, they've got a script in their head that you never gave them.
Yeah. I mean, let's get into that. What were you going to say about feminism?
No, but I mean, I like what you just started now, because I was also about to say with feminism, because I understand we're trying to empower women, right? The idea of it, why it started, the roots of it for me were perfect. We're trying to say men and women are equal, right? But then they're not the same. So it's fine. We're saying we want to bring women to where men are at, because society for a long time have made women feel less than men, right? So now the problem I'm having with feminism now is we are assuming that equality is bringing men down.
Yeah.
When equality is us bringing women to where the men are at.
Right.
So in your opinion, which is what you were getting to now, how then can we make sure that there's a balance? Because I feel there has to be a balance between being the strong, independent woman and also be a woman who is ready to maintain healthy relationships,
I think these conversations, media is so powerful in our time right now. So let's have the conversations. Let's say it out. Let's say it out that as strong as Davina is and like, you know, calls the shots, if my husband walks into this room right now, right now, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to be respectful to, because he's my husband, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know how to be a wife now. It's taken a while to get to this place.
I want to know more about that now. Tell us about where you started. We're going to learn a lot.
But that, like, not everything is a fight, you know, like, there's so much strength in your softness and like
exactly. I love that.
And so the strength is not a fight. It's not, you know, pouring hot water on him. That's not your strength, girl. Like, your strength is in your softness. Your strength is in, can we talk about it right now? You don't want to talk? Okay, that's fine. You know? The nicer I am to my husband, the nicer he is to me. It's a weird thing, you know, like, you know,
it's you learn it as you go.
You learn it as you go. The gentler I am, the more money I get from him. Like, it's this thing, you know.
Feminine energy. That's what they like to call it.
Exactly. So I think we also have to speak, because for us to get to where we've gotten to now, we spoke about that a lot, about you're strong as a woman and fight back as a woman and don't let nobody say nothing to you and you can do bad all by yourself. Media went crazy with that whole strong woman thing. There were so many like movies and stuff comes out and it's like women doing this and being strong and, you know, like, which... Look,
it's good.
It's good,
but
you know, nobody should put their hands on you.
No. That is,
But pouring scalding hot water on him, you know, like
it's a bit on the extreme.
It's a bit on the extreme. Now you are the same as him, and what we're not saying. Again, you're equal, but you're different. You said that, right? So embrace your differences.
Exactly.
But also, it doesn't mean that because you're you know a woman then you don't have anything to bring to the table, you know. There's that like, don't feel like because you're softer and whatever you can't bring anything. No, you can bring it. You're gonna hustle, girl. You're gonna have 3 jobs if that's what it means. You're gonna have a business. You're gonna run a podcast. You're gonna be a wife. You're gonna do whatever it is that you think you want to do, because you only get one chance at life, right?
True.
Can you imagine we go to heaven and God is like, ooh, you wasted 60 years being a wife?
Imagine. Yeah.
What about the gift that I gave?
That he gave, yeah. Because there is gifts that God has placed in our hands, right?
Yeah. That's my fear, like to get there. And he's like, "Oh, girl, you
did nothing with what I gave you." And just sitting there like, but I was being a wife. Yeah, but you know, it's quite interesting what you're saying. And I was trying to mind my own business until you spoke about how it was hard for you to be, I'm assuming, submissive.
Yeah.
Coming from a Christian background. So tell me a bit about, because for women out there, right, submission has, there's certain men that have taken it in the wrong way as well. And there's certain women that have been made to take it in the wrong way. So to you, what is submission and how has your submission evolved over time?
I'll start answering that question by saying I'm married to a wonderful man.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're grateful for that.
Right. So, so don't pull this off with your little...
Just trying to put disclaimers.
With your little boys that side. My husband is a great man. Yeah. So and maybe there were probably internal fights, just personal fights as well.
Yeah.
As I kind of tried to figure out my space in this marriage, right? Mm-hmm. I've gone from like... I mean, I'm here, you're here. Like, what's the problem? You know, do you, I do me. You know, like it's fine.
Yeah.
I've gone from that personality to, what are we doing today? You know, what's up for the weekend? Do you have like, you know? But through all that, you fight. You know, accepting somebody for who they are, right, and accepting yourself for who you are. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean like. My husband, as much as he's a great man, he maybe sometimes is not the most innovative or fun sort of initiative. Let's do this, that's fun. Girl, I know all the restaurants in Joburg. Like, I know which ones are popping. So, because I already have that gifting, why can't I be like, babe, let's try this restaurant?
Exactly.
Why am I waiting for him?
Oh, that's true.
So that's the fight that, you know, like I went through
attacked.
that journey. You're attacking it. Because you go to why isn't he planning?
You'd rather sit home.
Plan a dinner.
Listen, I'm being attacked, and I agree with you. Because you would rather sit on a Saturday, you're like, he's the man. Why is he not being initiative? Why isn't he coming up with a plan? You know, and I think I also had to learn that, listen, you have different strengths.
You do.
Right?
Yeah.
And if that's your gift, to find a restaurant and know the best restaurants, instead of him taking you to a restaurant that clearly had a 1-star on Google review, you know that I need one with 4 or whatever it is. You could have done that yourself, you know. So
and you know the good, and you know what you want to eat.
Exactly.
And he's going to take you to some place that only serves burgers, man.
And now you're upset. Be mad. So yeah.
I want to encourage you.
Yes, as I've brought my matter to you.
Look, babe, like, you're two individuals in a relationship, right? You have your strength, he has his strength. And it's things you can talk about as well. Babe, while I don't mind, like, figuring out restaurants and I want us to go have date night every whatever, I would feel extremely blown away if one day you said to me, I've booked us a place or whatever. That's literally like, I'm hoping for and praying for it one day.
Yeah.
Let him know. One day it's going to click, or one day he's going to do it for you. One day he's going to, and it might be once a year.
Yeah.
But
and that's okay.
And that's okay.
It's something.
Because he's just somebody's kid that, like, is not really sure about restaurants and like, he probably maybe just doesn't even want to go to a restaurant. He likes to eat home cooked, and you know you're not about that life on a Saturday. So make a plan. Make a plan, girl. Make a plan. Babe, let's dress up. I've made reservations. You know, he's like, it's okay. Yeah. Those are the small things that we really shouldn't be fighting. But I've come from that, where I was fighting little things, you know, like, we've got children to raise, we've got a house to build, we've got, like, sir, we've got, like,
the more important
ma'am,
things.
It's just no.
And you're fighting over restaurants. Then you took me to a wrong one.
Yeah, right. And I don't like the food there.
No.
I wasted my makeup.
You know what? I've dressed up. I have put on some makeup, and look at the aesthetics.
Yeah. Like, I can't even take a picture in here. So that's it, babe. Like, I think that's the, like, really, like, I've come full circle in that, you know, even like trying to be somebody you're not in a marriage. There's that, like, because you're trying to be this wife because you were told that wives are like this. No. Yeah. Do you? Whatever he likes you for, that's your power in that marriage. Because if you now try and be somebody else or be like him, now you're losing your feminine power and your energy and whatever it is that made him fall in love with you. So just, like, do you, but also know what you like. Maybe he likes you and he married you because you know how to pick good restaurants. There you go, giving up on the
So
real
you
reason
might as well
you get married. Like,
No, I agree with you. And you know, I think you just mentioned something very important right now, right? Like, with society, you grow up being told all these things that a wife should be. You know, you have a list. Wake up, make lunch boxes. Wake up, do this. Sleep before you sleep. Wash dishes, cook. Like, you've got a whole list, you know. And I remember getting married and my husband saying to me, and I was so pissed because I was like, this is what a wife should do. You know, it's like, babe, I don't need you to, like, after eating, you're going to quickly go and wash dishes and do all that stuff. Let's chill. Let's sit. Let's watch a movie. Let's do something fun. And I'm like, no, but this is what a wife should do. You know, wake up. I'll be like, before he goes to work, I want to pack lunch boxes. He's like, babe, you don't have to. And I'm going to be honest. I didn't feel right because I'm like, this is what I have known a wife to be. So I love that whole idea of think about why your partner married you and go for that.
Yeah, because we're also in a stage where I think even like us, our husbands and beyond, the next husbands that are coming up. See, that's the other thing with our culture is our culture hasn't forgotten how to raise wives, but they don't raise husbands. Right?
Preach.
My husband has never been sat down by anybody to be like, when you husband this way, do not disgrace us as a husband. He's never been told that.
That's true.
I've been told from jump. If you want to be a wife, you don't make your bed that way. If you don't cook that way. Why? I've been taught how to cook, how to clean, how to iron. I remember I had lessons on ironing a collar, So, but because he's never been told how to husband, he doesn't even care about all that stuff.
Yeah, he just gets in and...
All he wants is to have his friend. He's literally like, I've got this hot chick on my side. Like, that's literally his entire life. It's just like, it's not about the ironing of the shirts. And not that it shouldn't be done, not that... Look, if you love ironing and you like to do that for your man, you do that,
It just shouldn't define you.
It just shouldn't define you. That's not what we're in this for, So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like we need to come for a part 2 on marriage now. But now let's shift gears a little bit. Okay. You recently underwent a cosmetic surgery and you look fantastic. I wish I could do a twirl for you guys for her. She looks fantastic. You look amazing. And I saw you back at the gym already.
I am.
Tell me about what motivated the surgery.
I had a really nice pre-baby body, right?
Yeah.
I loved my body before I had kids. The kids came and things just went south. I'm a breastfeeding mom. I've breastfed both my kids till at least 2 years old. So you can imagine the boobs were sagging, the mommy pouch wouldn't go away. It just wasn't happening. And I'm a little bit of a I want to look good. I want to feel good. I'm that person. And so I started looking into it and I went and then I talked to my husband and then okay, it's fine. And then I went, did my research and then I went and that was it. It was really just, I wanted to feel good about my body again. And I didn't want it to be something that was like this forbidden thing, I speak about it so open, but it's just something that I wanted to do. I just felt like I need a tummy tuck and I would like a breast lift and a breast reduction, please and thank you. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and you look fantastic. One thing I really admire about you is how you were honest about your journey. You were so transparent. Another person would have just gone AWOL on social media,
that's what they do.
Come back and tell us, oh, guys, I've been on this fitness journey and I've been on this diet and I'm back and everything is looking fantastic. Please get onto it. So were you never scared of being judged by people?
I'm never scared of being judged, but at any given time in my life, I'm never scared of judgment. That's the least of my worries. I present myself authentically as myself, whether you like it or not, right? And I don't care who you are. It could be my mom, it could be my mother-in-law. I just
this is me.
Oh, no, you don't like it. Oh, shame. So...
Sorry, Mom.
I love you. But that's who I am. Yeah. And I think it's just me. It's just Davina. Yeah. It's just, I'm not afraid. I'm not I've also talked about it for a while that I really wanted my breast juiced and a breast lift. So I thought about it for a while and was like, you know what? Honestly, again, in the year of the Lord, 2023, this shouldn't be what it is. You know what I mean? The medical field is years. It's so advanced, right? That actually it's okay, and I'm not afraid of it. And I think people are afraid of judgment a lot of what people are going to say, but honey child, that's my money. I never asked anybody for a cent. I didn't have a fundraising. I didn't sell you guys fake pills.
Exactly.
I could go get my body. Yeah. I did me with my money that I work for. You got to be kidding me. You can judge me.
And it was expensive. Did you save for it?
I did.
The amount.
I did.
Damn, I'm sitting with a rich lady, guys.
We received this this prophetic word.
Were you saving for how long were you saving?
Oh, now you're asking me personal questions.
Okay, or rather, not how long were you saving? How long did you think of doing this entire surgery?
Look, I thought about it for years before I actually I'm going to look into a doctor and then I looked into a doctor and then I started doing my research, talked to a couple of doctors, found one that I liked and like his cost. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You need to give me 4 months. And then I came back and I...
Okay, and you did it in Turkey?
I did it in Turkey.
Why Turkey?
After doing my research, I also found that South Africa is a great place for plastic surgery and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more expensive. So the price I paid for my full body, I would have paid that for my breasts alone here. So I wasn't willing to I was like, okay, but I can go to Turkey. People go to Turkey. It's a 10-hour flight. Like, I'm not the first one to do it, right?
Yeah.
People have done it and looked into that and okay, I think I can make this happen. We'll see. That's it. It was just it's a little bit more expensive here. Also, Turkey is I think it's number 4 or 5 in the world, plastic surgery wise. They're years ahead. If you go to Turkey, I flew Turkish Airlines going. Every air hostess had her nose done, or you can tell they got perfect noses. So everybody does it. I think.
It's a common thing
there. It's a common thing there. So I felt I want to go if I'm going to go and get my body done, I want to go with the experts. Okay. I want to go with people who I feel they know what they're doing. I'm not an experiment, And I asked those kind of questions for the doctors I was asking around. How many years have you been in practice? Have you had any debts on the table? How many? What was the reason? I want to know.
No, that's
right?
Davina.
Yeah, I want to know before I, go for surgery. So, yeah.
I love it. So did you at any point regret doing it?
Just the day after.
The pain.
Yeah.
Tell me about the surgery and the recovery process.
So I was in surgery for 7 hours.
Sure.
Yeah, and I've never had surgery. Both my kids, I had them natural.
Yeah.
I've never had a C-section. I've never broken a leg.
Yeah.
I'm that person, right?
Yeah.
Here you are, 7-hour surgery, girl. And I wasn't scared. When I went in, I wasn't scared. I was so giddy. That morning, I woke up at 6. I took a shower. I was with my sister. I'm like, girl, wake up. Let's go. It's time.
Yeah, we're ready.
We're ready. Then I'm signing papers. I'm signing my life away. Okay. And then because it's Turkey, you sign one in English and then another set of papers in Turkish because the doctor doesn't speak English. Mami,
and they make sure it's the same.
Mami. I don't know this other language that I'm signing.
And just signed anyway.
I signed. I'm there. I paid. Right?
A lot of money. Okay.
So yeah, we had surgery. I got in. The doctor came in. See, he didn't even really talk to me that. He was just I've spoken to him before. So he was like, okay, so you're ready? Okay, take off your clothes, lift my boobs up. He starts drawing on me. I'm like, okay, this is
invasive.
Yeah. A little bit.
Oh, you were not ready, clearly.
Did we say you would?
Yeah.
I get in. Yeah. That's the last thing I remember. Him drawing on me getting on the gurney, and then getting into the elevator. That's the last thing I remembered. And I remembered waking up. I don't know if you've ever had surgery, but you wake up from surgery and you're shivering, right? My body is trying to get together to itself, That was a lot. My sister put blankets on top of me. We turned the heater in the room on. Took a while for me to get to normal temperature. Then now you're normal and you start to feel the pain. So I'm just call the nurse. I need morphine. I was drugged up. I was I do not want to feel any pain. So that was the first night. And then the next day I was still in pain. That's when I remember being what the hell have I done? Davina, you've got kids. Are you serious right now?
You just took a risk. Now you're in pain.
What about your kids, girl?
You didn't think you were signing in Turkish. Just wanted your body, ma'am.
I was just I'm here for the body. Give us the body. Yeah, and then my blood pressure was really low. I actually had a blood transfusion.
Oh, no.
I had 1 pint of blood, but immediately after, I felt amazing. So
Okay.
this is a quick ad on your podcast to say, if you don't donate blood, go and donate blood, because
Yes,
that
please.
thing helps, you know. I experienced it firsthand. And then after the like blood transfusion,
Yeah.
I was right as rain. I could walk, because you got to get up and walk and move your legs. And I was moving my legs a little bit, and I was walking. Yeah, then the next day I was discharged. The next
You
year,
were not in pain? Like just minimal?
Yeah, I was in pain because I had been cut, right? But I wasn't
like excruciating.
Yeah, like it wasn't like, I feel like childbirth could have been worse.
Okay.
But childbirth is short. Right? So now you've got this thing and it's 3 days. But I last drank a pain pill. It must have been day 3 or 4 after surgery. I haven't had pain medication since then.
Oh, I see.
So I didn't feel pain. I did have other things that I was taking. Magnesium really helped my muscles, and, you know, collagen and all the stuff that. So, you know, beyond the money I paid for surgery, I have a lot of money that I'm paying for, like massages and stuff. But yeah, and then got to the hotel. That's day 3, and then we're in the hotel for a few days. It's really resting and like taking care of yourself. You've got these drains on you. I don't know if you haven't seen any videos of people with drains.
I saw the ones you posted.
Yeah, you can't even walk with those things.
Yeah.
And you're in like a faha, which is like a binder thing. Like your body's like...
Sure.
To go to the toilet, thank God for my sister. Like she would help me to go pee, you know, help me sit down, hold my... Oh, and then your period comes. I've heard so many people
So
say,
it actually comes after surgery?
ma'am, and I'd had it just before.
Oh, no.
But I think my body was in so much shock. Can you imagine? Like you're in so much pain. You've got these drains, because the drains are draining the blood and the fluid out of your body. Because I think your lymphatic system is what takes the biggest knock. So like the fluids need to get out of your body and stuff. So you've got these drains and they're like stuck inside you. You have them for a few days.
Yeah. So
that was terrible. Finally, the day the drains came out is the day that I felt good.
Okay.
And that's the first time I actually saw my body, because then we go back to the doctor and then he takes the drains out and then like, you know, did my band-aids and whatever, like did my dressing and stuff. Yeah. And then 2 days later I came back home.
As you can only travel once
the drains are out. And then you do need to get clearance from the doctor, right?
Okay,
so like me with my low blood pressure thing, he needed to make sure I was okay for the flight and stuff. And like, I think I passed the test because I'm home now.
Yes.
And yeah, and then you come home. My only advice is make sure that your return ticket is like first class, like try business. I don't know, try something.
Yeah, because you do need the leg room and all that.
100%. You're so uncomfortable. You like, you just want to get home into your own bed, you know? And even then, like I came home, it took months for me to feel like I can come out and drive and, you know.
How many months was the full recovery process for?
Still recovering.
Are you, man? I mean, you look like you are. Everything is banging. Your body is bodying.
And my body is bodying. I have moments sometimes where I still swell because my lymphatic system is still... They say it takes 3 to 6 months before you can actually be like, I am 100%. I feel like myself again.
Okay.
So for now, like I notice, like if I'm in the gym, I can't really do a sit up very well, you know, because it's like, oh, here. So things like that. So we still call it recovery, but I'm good. Like I can take a shower, I can take a bath, I can look after myself, I can tie my shoes. I don't get tired quickly. Like a month ago, I would go to the gym in the morning and then I'd sleep the whole day because my body is just like, oh my God.
It's done.
So gym day was like, we're not doing anything else then.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm still technically in recovery, but I'm way like closer to the end. And I don't think it ever ends.
Yeah.
The journey never ends because if you think about childbirth and you have children, your body's still like, you're still like, oh, you know.
They're still like after.
I get lower back pain ever since I had
kids.
kids, and that's never gone away. That's just like a side effect of getting pregnant for me, you know. So, yeah.
Okay. So now, you know, with everything that you're saying, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I cannot. Me and pain. But I love how you had such a support system, like your sister carried you through it all. But when you were making this decision, because I know you're also very close to your sisters, what did you tell them? Were they all in agreement? Were they like Please don't do it. And your husband, it seems he was supportive as well.
The most supportive person in my life is my husband. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
He knows all my secrets, everything I'm doing and why I'm doing. And he knew about Turkey from the word go. Like, okay, she needs to go get this This is what she wants to do. I would have actually gone with him if he wasn't him. Because like, there's got to be someone to stay with the kids, one. And two, like, that's not his strength. The whole like helping you to go pee thing.
Because he has to feed you as well.
Yeah,
and all
not
that.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's part of marriage, part of growth. You get to know strengths.
And I knew I would be in a lot of pain, and
Yeah.
like he would do anything for me, but I have to ask him. And sometimes you have to be like you're in a situation where you just want someone to say, "Let's go. You need to pee.
Let me
you
do
haven't
this
peed
for
in
you.
2 hours or whatever," which was what my sister was for me.
Yeah.
Look, I don't believe in telling the whole truth unless it's necessary.
So you tell the white lies.
Yeah, here and there.
Or just
like,
don't say anything.
Yeah, like so, like my older sister is like she's a naturopath, so she's like a homeopathic, like she's a doctor, like she believes in natural. And so I didn't tell her the whole story. Like, are you serious? I told her that I needed to go for a breast reduction.
Oh.
Because my boobs are too big and I don't like them on my back. Like I had to. That's the same story I told my parents. Okay.
Is that the same story they still know up to now?
No, wow.
Oh, also, well, but you came back and you were like, so you came back and you're like, actually,
so
this is why I went.
Yeah. So with then my sister that I went with knew what I was going in for. My other sister, she, bless her heart, she's just like so supportive of anything I do. She's another one that knows it, like all my dirty secrets, because she's just like, you're crazy, but okay.
I'll support.
Are you sure? That's her. And then my brother, I told my brother a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then he was like, just go to the gym, bruh.
Oh,
so I never talked to him again after that, because I'm like, actually,
I didn't even involve your brother in this decision making.
We're not having this discussion.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you when I'm back.
Don't worry.
Yeah. So now they know. I mean, I told them after the fact when I came back. And I'm like, well, actually. So with a tummy tuck, you get a muscle repair as well. So so your muscles in your tummy should be like really close together. And mine had like done that, like really separated. I don't know what's it called. There's a special word for it due to being pregnant.
Okay.
I only had 2 kids, but I guess my body just didn't take it well.
Yeah.
So I also got a muscle repair. So that's what I told him. Like the doctor also said, like, it'd be good to get a muscle repair.
It's the technical terms for me. Muscle repair. We're not gonna call it cosmetic surgery. Tummy tuck.
Because also the night before I left, my mom.
You made it seem like a need, Davina.
Of course, 100%. That's what I did at 40. Well, I'm not 40 yet. I'm 40 next year, but still, I'm like, we gotta play our cards right here because because my family also likes to like involve themselves and then
give you advice, and now you're doubting yourself.
Now they're sitting down and being like, then they send you all sorts of research. You know, my mom is a researcher of note, so no, thank you. Actually, so the night before I left, she comes over and I'm telling we're leaving tomorrow, and she's like, I just heard of somebody who went to Turkey and they came back without their kidney.
Ooh, wow, thank you, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Like, tonight, eh?
Like, the ticket is booked.
The flight's at 6
money has been
like,
paid.
are you serious? So can you imagine if I told her everything? I also feel like it was for her own good. Yeah. It's to protect her.
Should have just been so stressed the whole time.
She was already stressed, right? I didn't want her blood pressure to go up or anything crazy like that because of me. That's really why I don't tell them, because I'm like, I don't want you to be sad or unwell because of a decision that I've made for my life. So I will tell you what I think you can handle. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I've been their protector sort of that way,
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally understand you. There's certain things that we don't tell my mom for obvious reasons. But so tell me, because I say that you also come from a Christian background. How did your Christianity come to play in your decision making? Did you think about what people are going to say from a Christianity perspective? Did you feel like you're going to be judged by Christians? Or did you just say, listen, me and God are good, so I'm doing what I must do?
My Christian journey is never about other people. It's never been. It's never been if I am in church and I'm praising and worshiping and I'm jumping up and down or crying, what does the next person see or think of me? My journey with God has been my journey with God. And so that's exactly how I took it. It was me and the Lord, and we had a talk about it. And, and I felt like he said, all right, my child, if this is what you'd like to do, because he's given me free will. And I went and I did it. I didn't kill anybody. I didn't I stuck to the commandments. I prayed. In fact, as soon as I got out of surgery, my only thing to my sister was like, as soon as you see me, play this playlist. So I had my Maverick City and my music playing for like 7 days straight, because I really did also feel like God had brought me to this place and he brought me out of it. And I also think I'm a vessel. I think God uses me, and I allow him to use me in that way. There's somebody else out there who maybe even already went for surgery or wants to go for surgery. They don't know how to do it, or they've got so much judgment. And I just want people to be like, actually, if Davina can do it, look at her, let's do this thing. It's cool.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And I love the part that you said your Christian journey is about you and God. It's not about people. There's certain obvious things, I think, when it comes to character that we can speak about, the fruits of the Spirit and all that stuff. But I think when it's about decision making and things that are really have gray areas, you can't really start judging people over those, because it's them and God. Hey, like, you pray about it, you've involved God. And I think even the Bible speaks about committing your ways, right? You committed your ways to God, and I mean, you're out and you're good and you're healthy and you still trust for complete recovery still. But you look fantastic.
Thank you.
You look fantastic. If I had guts, I would.
You might. Later on in life, you might. You look great. So you're all right.
Thank you. So tell me, lastly, so because of like how you did your cosmetic surgery and all, and you've got 2 beautiful daughters. So how are you raising them to be confident and to be able as well to make decisions like how you made a decision for yourself?
Look, even before my surgery, I was confident. Right? I would wear whatever I want to wear and whatever. And I've walked the journey with them. I literally sat my 9-year-old down, took her for coffee. I made it such a big deal. And I'm like, listen, I'm going to go for surgery because I want to get I really think my breasts are too big. I want them smaller. And she's like, oh, that's great, mommy. And then I was sharing with her, I'm scared to go and tell Gogo. Oh, just tell Gogo, just like you told me. Take her for coffee.
Oh, that's so sweet. And she's 9.
She's 9, yeah. And so I walked the journey with them. They know, like, mommy, are you okay? They know I've been like, you make a decision that's going to cost you illness or like recovery in bed, and you can't drive and you can't do this. They've known what it cost me and us and them, and so those are the kids that I'm raising. I want to raise girls that are, yes, confident in themselves, but confident enough to make decisions that are scary. But if it's something that you want to do, you're going to do the research and you're going to go and do it, right? And if you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it, because there's things that mommy hasn't done. I didn't go for lipo because I'm like, I think that's a lot.
Yeah.
So, but I involve them. I'm honest with my girls. We have such an honest relationship. Mommy's not feeling well today. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Matida. Mommy can't lift you up because I just had surgery, remember? So now that I'm like where I am, she'll be like, can you lift me up now? Yeah. Yay, mommy is almost better. In her 4-year-old mind, sweet. That makes sense, right? So we stay honest. We stay and I think that's what raises great kids. I don't know, my kids are great because I'm their mom, but I just think the honesty, be honest with them, right? Because you're not perfect. And maybe it was a bad decision. And maybe we're going to realize it a few years down the line that mommy made a bad decision. But guess what? That's another lesson.
Exactly. There's still a lesson in it. I love it.
And that's it.
No, it's incredible. I have had such an amazing time with you, and I could go on and on and on. I have a lot that I'll speak about with you, but you are such an amazing guest. You are a pleasure to have here on the podcast. So thank you for making time and for coming through.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. So cute. I loved it. I love being here. pray your podcast grows into whatever it is that you want it to grow to.
Thank you.
You're so sweet. Thank you for having me. I pray
Thank you.
goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life.
Amen.
Amen.
And please keep giving us details on your journey, because there's a lot of people that are being inspired. I saw on TikTok a lot of people sharing your stuff as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah. That's okay, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. I'm also going to put Davina's handles in the description box, Instagram and TikTok, right? And if you have any questions, please do head to her page as well. She does post a lot about her surgery. I'm sure people have questions around that or everything else that was spoken about. So thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.